All right, what's going on, my people? This is Dr. Chase Austin, and welcome to week 4. Yes, that is right, week number 4 of your 7314 course, which is your reference in user services course. As always, I am your professor, Dr. Chase. We're going to do a check-in video today where we are going to do a little bit of housekeeping. And then after we do that little bit of housekeeping, we are going to do part 1 of a 2-part worksheet, and we'll do the second part next week. But if we do the entire worksheet today, that's going to take this video to well over an hour. We're probably going to be together for 30 minutes today, so you may want to, again, speed this video up a little bit. I showed you how to do that in a previous video, and I recommend it because as a Southerner, I talk slow. But I am here for you, trying to teach you a little bit, and today we are going to learn a little bit about business resources. And again, we're doing half this worksheet today. We'll do the other half next week. Okay, so first things first, I do want to say that the discussions in this class have been going outstanding, just fantastic. So especially with, and I'm going to make myself a little small here and get myself out of the way. Please know that I won't always respond to every, in fact, usually I won't respond to every single discussion post on, or discussion thread on a discussion prompt. With a class like this, there's just not enough time for me to give a thorough sort of response. Oh man, I am all over the place today. I can't give a thorough sort of response to all of the discussion posts that come up because there's just a lot, and I got to get these grades in, and it takes me a while to grade anyway. So, you know, definitely as I'm reading these posts, yes, I do read them, but if you don't see a response from me, that does not mean that you didn't do a good job. It's just that as I'm reading, if I'm moved to respond to one, I will, and if I'm not moved to respond to one, I won't. But the things that you all are saying are absolutely fantastic. You know, for instance, and I hate to, Keely is not a teacher's pet, don't worry, but you know, when I read this, I was just like, oh man, she is really going the extra mile, and it was very engaging. We saw a lot of people respond to Keely and her post here on discussion number 2 for weeks 2 and 3, which was seeking and finding information. If you have not done this, please put this in by the end of the night tonight, which is Monday, because I will probably assign grades to these either Tuesday or Wednesday, and I think Candace is even going to lock it up tonight. So try to get those in so that I can put your grades in for this discussion prompt as soon as I can this week. Okay, so discussions are going great. The other thing that I just wanted to say as far as assignments, and I see that quite a few of you are already working on your semester long project, which is good, which is what I have wanted y'all to do. Thank you for doing that. This is going to prevent any unpleasant surprises at the end of the semester, I hope. So that's where we are with that. Let's see. So you have started on that, and then also the reference interaction report. Those should be coming in now. Okay, good. I just checked. I'm sorry. I paused just so I could check. And it does look like with the reference interaction reports, most of them are in. If you have not gotten yours in, they were due on Sunday. But please contact me if you missed the due date. We might, depending on what your circumstances are, there might not be a late deduction. And then even if there is a late deduction, better now than Never. So, if you haven't done those, please get those into me. I hope that you did complete them, and I hope that you did enjoy them. The next thing on your slate is going to be the virtual reference practice and paper. So I need to get you all assigned your partners very, very soon, and I will be doing that because you can't proceed on that assignment until I give you your partner and your question point login. So be on the lookout for that this week as well. And let's see. Let's go over these. I'm going to do part 1 of the business sort of thing. Okay. So when you are doing business reference, here's what you want to do. And if you, first of all, there's a good book. Let's see if we can Google that book real quick. Celia Ross. Come on, don't be slow on it. Okay, so making sense of business reference. We have a second one coming in now. This just came out, I believe. So yeah, 2019. This one just came out, and her first edition was a really good book as far as learning how to do business reference. So I would assume that her second one, which I have not gotten a chance to look at, but I would assume that her second is as good as her first. So if you're interested in business reference, Celia Ross is a person you're going to want to check out. And it's not going to be a very large book, actually, and it's a $60 book. Okay, so one thing, though, that you have to do if you are trying to do business reference is you need to find out what type of inquiry you are receiving, whether that inquiry is a industry inquiry or a business inquiry, or the various other things that you could be asked about as a business librarian. So what I'm going to do, I'm here at Coastal Carolina's library. Coastal Carolina is where I worked prior to coming to Mizzou. And we're going to select business here. And we're actually going to do CBAT 478 project management. And what I want you to look at is this cheat sheet, because this cheat sheet, and we're actually going to start doing an exercise, and I'm going to tell you how to do this exercise on your own with your own company if you want to. But this cheat sheet allows you to know which database or which resource to use depending on what kind of question you are getting. So if you're getting a question about company information, then you can use Standard & Poor Global Net Advantage. You can use Mergent Online. You can use Yahoo Finance, which is actually, Yahoo Finance is free over the web, whereas Standard & Poor and Mergent, those are proprietary. Company financial information, if you are looking at a public company, then Mergent Online. If you are looking at a private company, then you're going to want to look at Priveco. If you're looking for investment and stock information, Value Line, if you have access to that. Competitor information, Mergent is definitely good for that. Industry. Now, industry, we have at Mizzou, we have a database that they do not have at Coastal Carolina called IBISWorld, and IBISWorld is very good for business research. So you won't see it on this cheat sheet because Coastal Carolina is only including what is available through their library databases, and they do not have IBISWorld, but you as a Mizzou student do have IBISWorld. Also, Business Source Complete, Business Insights Global, or Business Insights Essential. I can't remember which one Mizzou has, but it has one or the other between Global and Essential. And then Standard & Poor. Again, those are what you're going to use for your industry research, industry ratios. You can use RMA or, again, Mergent. If you're looking for news, the Wall Street Journal or Business Source Complete. And then legal information, Good Jobs First, or which is free. Good Jobs First is free over the internet. or as far as Westlaw or Nexus Uni, when it comes to Mizzou, I think that some of those types of things are actually stored through their law school. So if you're looking for legal information for business at Mizzou, it may be a little bit trickier, but trade journals and business publications, Business Source Complete, and Business Insights Global. So depending on what type of information you're looking for, that will determine which of the databases you're going to go into. Now, the library worksheet, we are actually going to work on this, and you're going to watch me work on this in this optional video if you so choose. So this is a 2-page or a front and a back worksheet, and we're just going to do the front today because, again, if we get into attempting to do the back of this worksheet, it is going to take us at least an hour. So I've only got 20 minutes left. I'm going to try to keep this under 30 minutes or at 30 minutes. I might go a minute or two over. But again, you can speed me up as you need to, okay? I'm going to make myself smaller here. I'm going to... Okay, so let's work on the first half of this worksheet. And this is going to be a little awkward because I'm going to be pausing and I'm going to be switching screens and so forth. Part of the pausing is to make sure that the video does not get too long, because when I pause, that allows me to cut out stuff that will make the video too long and that you're not going to want to see. But anyway, here we go. All right, so first thing we need to do is decide on a company, and don't ever forget your cheat sheet, okay? So your cheat sheet is right there. Let's take a company. I'm actually going to take a company that I know I can do this with successfully, a public company. So I am going to go with Revlon because I've done them before. Now, finding a ticker symbol is pretty freaking easy. You just Google that. So Revlon ticker symbol. And you get this. And it's a REV, and it looks like Revlon's doing pretty good today. So, ticker symbol, REV. And we found that by Google. Again, if you want to get some practice just using these databases and finding stuff, this is a good way to do it, is to work through this worksheet a little bit. Okay, so what year was the company founded and its headquarters? And this is again why you use the cheat sheet. So this is company information. I know from prior work that the database that we're going to use for this is Mergent. Okay, so you're not going to know that right off bat, but that's why you're taking the class and learning stuff, is because you will then learn what I know. Alright, so because I know I'm using Mergent, what I will do is I will go to librarymissouri.edu and I will find Mergent and log in and answer those questions. Alright. Mergent. Okay. So we wanted Mergent, now we've got Mergent. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And in this case, we got Mergent. Oh, God, and it looks different. Okay, let's see here. What was my question again? It was, what year was the company founded, and where are its headquarters? So, put in our ticker symbol there. Whoops, move me there. Revlon. Ba-ba-ba. Come on, man. There we go. Okay, so once you get there, you are brought to this information here, and you get a lot of information in Mergent as long as you're dealing with a public company, because public companies do have to make certain information public. I don't know the nuances of that, but just know it's a good thing. So, got Mergent there, and what we're going to do is we have the headquarters here, 1 New York Plaza, New York, New York. So we'll put that there. source Mergent. Now, I don't have a founding date looking at me, and you might just be able to Google that, and it might be accurate on Wikipedia, but if you're going to want to stay in the databases, then you can still do, well, you definitely don't want to do that incorporation date. I mean, 1992, my goodness. You might have to go to the company website. Let's see. Yeah. So the history as listed in Mergent is focused on incorporation, and that's not what we're about. So, but you will get a company website right here, Revlon, and so we can probably get our founding date just from the company website, and that is fine too. The company itself should be trusted to provide accurate history of itself. Hopefully, we're gonna go with this 1910. I'm gonna assume that there was a name change somewhere. Nope, we're gonna go with this instead. We're gonna go with 1932. So we are gonna go with when it was founded according to their website. And as you can see, this is not a clean process. Some of you are probably thinking, yo, why did he show us going through wrong steps? It's because in real librarianship, you're going to go through wrong steps and dead ends. That's just how it is. We're going to go with 1932. Okay. Now, the company is Major Products and Services. Again, we should be able to get this in Mergent. You can also probably get it on their company website. But I tend to just go with what they are listed by in their NAICS code for their industry. So cosmetics, beauty supplies, and perfume stores. Now you can play around in this, and I encourage you all, by the way, to play around in the database just to see what is in the database, what you can do with it. That's how you learn. I'm just giving you a brief intro. But yeah, so company is Major Products and Services. I'm just going by their NAICS code. So, boom, boom, that, and Mergent. What company insider owns the most direct shares, and how many do they own? Again, I can get this in Mergent. This time, I am going to ownership. So there's an ownership tab. There we go. Company insiders. Let's see. Who owns the most direct shares? That was the question, right? I have to move myself around so much. Which company insider owns the most direct shares, and how many do they own? So direct shares. I thought this thing would allow me to populate by direct shares, but apparently not. So I'll have to scroll down and look. And it looks like it's this person here, Jack Stahl, has over 4 million direct shares. So yeah, we're going to go with Jack Stahl. Jack L. Stahl. Yeah, that's right. And 4 million. And again, Mergent. I'm answering a lot of things through Mergent. Institutional shareholders, again, is something that I'm going to answer through Mergent. It's not always going to be the case that you're answering everything through Mergent this easily, so I don't want you to get a false perception there. But the next question again was, what institutional shareholder owns the most direct shares, and how many do they own? So direct shares. Like I said, Mergent looks a little different, and it looks like they're only showing their total shares now and not their direct shares. Let me just look at this insider trade. Yeah, that's not going to show me anything. So we're going to have to go with total shares here as opposed to direct shares, and I think this is just kind of a new thing that's come with the update, and it looks like 2,760,000 roughly is what Middleton Brothers owns. So that's who we're going with. Let's see. Middleman Brothers. And again, source Argent. Okay, finding that 10K report. Let me pause for a second just because that can be a little convoluted, but we can find that actually emergent as well. Okay, so you are looking now for that 10K, and a 10K, all public companies, I believe, in the United States have to file those. And Emergent Online, you can also get them from the SEC website for free. You don't need this proprietary database to do this. But here is a 10K. You can go to reports, and 10Ks are annual reports. And so it defaults in the annual reports, and then you can select this. And this is the 10K file for the year 2018. So, what is the 10K? That is something that can just be kind of Googled. What is a 10K? And you'll get a definition. Investopedia, you know, it's take it or leave it. It's not a scholarly source by any means, but things like Investopedia and another website that I like is Quick MBA. So you can also, whether it's Investopedia or if you go to Quick MBA, Quick MBS, if you can go to quickmba.com, and again, and I think they will tell you as well what a 10K is, or maybe not, or maybe I put it in wrong. Well, anyway, so we had it on Investopedia. So Investopedia gives you a definition. And again, you're seeing the mistakes so that you will know that it's okay to make mistakes after you are in, or once you are in professional practice. So I'm just going to copy that link for right now. What is the 10K? You can go to that link to find out. And item 7 in the 10K. So now we're going to go back into our emergent file. And what you can really just do here is a control F. So item 7 is the management's discussion and analysis of the financial condition and results of operations. So that's something that could be potentially copied and pasted, and you'll get that. Delete, 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 delete. Boom. Okay. So we found that. Skim through item 7. How do you think this section will be useful for your research? I'm not going to go into that too much right now. That's something that I need you to figure out on your own time. But you do get facts and figures related to earnings within item 7 of a 10K. And companies generally have the same setup for their 10K. So what you're seeing in Revlon's 10K, you're going to see pretty much similar categories of content in the 10Ks of other companies. So we'll go with that. We'll skip that as something you can answer on your own time. But that is for number 8, and I've got about 5 minutes left. Number 9. What are the company's operating segments? operating or business segments, and there may be only one. I think Revlon has more than one. But again, you can go to the control and let's see. So the company has 4 reporting segments, and we're going to all right, let's see. Let me actually pause this to find a more concise answer, and you don't have to watch me flip through the document. All right, actually, I'm going to do this. So we found them. The company operates in 4 operating segments, which are Revlon, Elizabeth Arden, Portfolio, and Fragrances. And we saw Elizabeth Arden described on the company website, and we saw when that was founded. But anyway, so we've got 4 operating segments here. Boom. Emergent. And find the sales. So for one of the segments, again, I'm going to pause this and then come back to it. Okay, looks like I have found, and I will show you where I find. Results of operations segment results within this particular 10K is where I find segment sales and profits. So let's go ahead and just go with the Revlon segment. So we'll call this Revlon. Sales, sometimes you'll see that as revenue, and profits, sometimes you'll see that as income. But sales, we have 2018, we have that, and I believe this figure is in the millions. So we have so these figures that you're seeing here, these are in the millions here. So just shorthand, I am going to put M for that for 2018, and then the profits are over here. So 2018, we have this $129.6 million in profits. So that's kind of a decrease from 2017, so that's unfortunate. We'll put that as M. Both of these will be emergent. And then actually and what industries does the company operate in? Again, you can just go by your NAICS code. We've in fact already done this. So that industry would be the cosmetics, beauty supplies, and perfume stores industry. So that's how that, and I keep doing that. That is how that's going to go. And we have done our first half. So that is that. So, so that is the first half of this worksheet. We are at 30 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, but we will do the second half either next week or week after next. I actually might do something related to your virtual reference assignment for next week, but we'll pick up part 2 very, very soon on this particular exercise. Thank you. I'm Dr. Jace. You all have been great, and I am out. Peace.